So today we'll be reviewing my 164 diecast. Won't be doing all of them today because that would take up way too much time. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Starting off with the first couple, let me pull them over here. We have Richard Petty's STP Pontiac from God knows what year, I think the 70s or something. Came out in the Winner's Circle edition back in like 2005, I believe. It's definitely a unique one of my favorites in my collection. Gotta love it. Definitely, I don't think it's that rare, but it's definitely a collectible. Next up we have Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s Goodwrench Monte Carlo from 2000. I believe this was my first senior car. You gotta love it. Just full black. Here we have Tony Stewart's 2003 Home Depot Monte Carlo. It's pretty beat up. This was my first Stewart diecast. Of course, I haven't replaced it or anything. I would never do that. So this was my favorite scheme that he had with the white and black on the side. Up next, Jeff Gordon's Looney Tune DuPont Monte Carlo from 2003. I mean, no paint scheme ever beat Jeff Gordon's flame car from that year, or those years. He always had the best schemes, in my opinion. Whoops. Then we have Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Budweiser Monte Carlo from 2004. This was one of the special cars I was able to get. It came on like a little plaque. 2004 was definitely one of his best years of his career. Could have won the championship, but can't have things like that. Here's Jimmy Johnson's 2007 Lowe's Monte Carlo SS from 2007. Won the championship that year. Of course, he should not have. That was Gordon's year, but you know how NASCAR is. Next up, here's Bobby Labonte's 2003 Interstate Batteries Monte Carlo from 2003. My first Labonte card's a little beat up, not really that much beat up. It's one of my favorite cars. Labonte always had some nice schemes, him and Tony combined. If you ask me, Stewart, Labonte, and Jeff Gordon had the best paint schemes. Michael Waltrip, 2004 Napa Monte Carlo. It was a good year. The logos are off the tires, but what are you going to do about it? Here's one of my favorites, Rusty Wallace's 2005 Last Call. It was, I believe he ran this at Bristol because it has the Bristol logo on the side. But the blue flames were pretty dope. You gotta love it. The legend. Up next, here's Ryan Newman's Alltel Dodge Charger from 2005. The blue wheels are pretty cool. Nice scheme. The Alltel car was always pretty cool. Rusty's teammate from that year. The 2004 champion. Next still champion. We'll zoom in on that. I don't think I can. Kurt Busch Sharpie Gold car from 2004. This was a nice car. Of course, the champion that year. You gotta love the gold. It's just unbelievable. Matt Kenseth's 2004 DeWalt car. I'm pissed off Matt won't be driving next year. He's pretty much getting screwed out of NASCAR. But he's accomplished everything. So, it is what it is. Glad he got that Phoenix win. This is a 2004 DeWalt car. Ford Taurus. Mark Martin's 2004 Viagra Taurus. Viagra schemes were always pretty cool. Of course, we were all kids at one point when we wondered what Viagra was. We now know what it is. Shit. Viagra would not help, would it? I mean, shit, he got that problem. Carl Edwards, 2005 Office Depot Taurus. First full year in NASCAR. I miss Carl Edwards so much. I'm heartbroken he's gone. I miss him a lot. But here's his 05 car. Oh, and he tied in points that year for second. What is it with him tying in points? The Biffle, Greg Biffle, National Guard Ford Taurus from 2004. Had a good year that year. Nice scheme. Gotta love the National Guard car. Jeff Burton, his Singular Wireless Monte Carlo from 2005. The Singular cars were always nice. It's a pretty cool scheme. Mr. Burton, the mayor. Here's Kevin Harvick's 2003 Goodwrench Monte Carlo. Silver on the side. Gotta love it. Elliott Sadler's 2004 M&M Ford Taurus, a little beat up as you can tell, but I've had this car since it came out and I never wanted to replace it. Had to look at it. text message real quick. Sorry about that. Dale Jarrett's 2004 car as well. His teammate Ellie Sanders to the UPS Ford Taurus. A little dirty on the hood, but it's still alive. Steve Parks 2003 Pennzoil Monte Carlo. Of course, he got booted from that car. He and Jeff Green ended up switching rides. Didn't Jeff Green got fired from RCR because didn't he say something about Harvick? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's after Richmond, and then he and Jeff Green switched rides. Yeah. Here's Ricky Rudd's Ford Taurus Motorcraft in 2004. Nice car, nice scheme, Hot Wheels series. Here's Sterling Marlin's Coors Light car, another beer car I got when I was a kid. 2005 Dodge Charger. I mean, it's beautiful. Here's Jamie McMurray's rookie car, Haviland, Texaco Haviland, 2003 Intrepid. This was just an amazing scheme. I mean, this was the best scheme Texaco Haviland ever had on the car. Better than Davey Allison, better than Ernie Irvin. I don't care who. Name the driver. Next up, I have a few pair of cars. First up is Jeremy Mayfield's 2003 Dodge dealers, Dodge Intrepid. I was a big Mayfield fan as a kid. Love the red wheels, were awesome. Dodge always had some nice cars, Evernham in general. And then his teammate for that year was Bill Elliott. The hood's a little damaged, as you can tell. I know it's damaged. This was one of the cars my mom bought me, so I never chose to replace it because keep it in memory of her. Plus, they were teammates, so yeah. And it was Bill Elliott's last full season. Of course, I could have replaced it, but like I said, I didn't want to because it was a gift from my mom. Here is Terry Labonte's number 5 car from 2004. This was my favorite Kellogg's paint scheme. The blue and orange Tony Tiger color. It was just that awesome. Terry's final full season. Next couple of cars we have Jeff Burton's Citgo car from 2019. I don't know. The wheel's broken off. This is one of them I have to fix. Never did. Meant to fix it a long time ago. Hey, buddy. Next up is Denny Hamlin's FedEx Monte Carlo SS. Yeah, Monte Carlo, 2007. 2007 had a lot of nice cars. Monte Carlo SS, Hamlin's second full-time year. Here's Ward Burton's, I believe 2002 or 2003 Caterpillar Dodge. It's from Racing Champions because they made all of his cars back then. A little beat up, but it's still alive. It was my first Ward car. And then Kyle Busch's Monte Carlo Kellogg's car from 2006. This was also pretty cool, and the blue and yellow was nice. Next up, here's Casey Kane. His Dodge Dealers Charger from 2006. This was a lovely paint scheme. Like, it was so beautiful. From 2006. I mean, this was the best Dodge scheme ever. He won like 6 races that year, I believe. Here's Martin Truex Jr.'s 2006 car as well. Bass Pro Shops number 1. Defending champion right now. 2017 champion. Boy, dude killed it this year. I have about 400 NASCAR 164s. And only one of them is a custom, and it is this one. Clint Boyer's Jack Daniel car from 2007. Yeah, I know it has a little errors on it. It has a Sprint Cup logo for a 2007 car. I mean, I'll fix that. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just glad to have a Gen 4 Jack Daniel car. It's a Monte Carlo body, even though this isn't Impala on it, but I could just scratch that out. It doesn't really matter, because it's a Monte Carlo body, and it's from 2007. It's Jack Daniel, it's Clint Boyer, and hell yeah. Oh, I'll be drinking a lot of that tonight. Here's Casey Mears' Target Dodge Charger from 2004. I was always a big Mears fan growing up. I mean, who doesn't like Casey Mears? It's a little beat up, but this was my first Casey car. I loved Casey Mears. Hope he can get a ride next year. Jeff Green's Cheerios car from 2005. The Cheerios car always had nice paint schemes. I think, yeah, it's me, Bobby Labonte had the best ones. 2005, Jeff Green definitely had potential when he drove the 43, but nothing happened. Brian Vickers' rookie car, Ditech. This was a nice scheme, one of my favorites. I love the logo and everything. Hendrick 25, another guy who had potential and didn't really do anything until a couple years later, and he got booted. But I always did like Brian Vickers. Juan Pablo Montoya's 2007 Hevlin car. This was also his rookie car. Nice scheme, the red lines on it, but the Hevlin car never really changed over the years. Still a nice car. Here's Ricky Craven's tied Monte Carlo from '04. It's a little beat up. I had his Ford car. I don't know what happened to it. After 2003 into 2004, this team just died off and Craven got released, and then the team just barely struggled to make races. Here's Brennan Gaughan's Kodak car from 2004. Wizard of Oz on it as well. His rookie year, and it's like his only full-time year in Cup. Wizard of Oz, nice car. Winter Circle release. I don't think it's that rare to find. Here's Scott Riggs' 2004 car as well. Monte Carlo Racing Champion release. I also liked Riggs. He was definitely he was consistent. He could have won a race, but he never did. He almost won Michigan, but yeah. Robbie Gordon 2005 for the Loom car. This was, I think, a rare car to find now. I found this at Kmart because Kmart used to always have the Racing Champion cars. This was a nice car. I'm glad to have it. Here's one of the cars that took me 10 years to find. Finally found it this year. It was the most wanted car I had on my list. Finally found it this year. It is David Ruderman's Domino car from 2007, Gen 4. Just absolutely lovely, delightful car. Took me 10 years to find it. Finally found it for $30 on eBay. Thank you, eBay. But the Gen 4 Toyotas were pretty cool. This was just a lovely scheme. Can't go wrong with it. Let me grab the next couple. Here's Jeff Green's AOL car from 2002. Pretty cool car. The AOL schemes are always nice. Jerry Nadeau's 2003 U.S. Army car. Final year he drove in NASCAR and then he got hurt. Kyle Petty's Brownie car from 2004. I like the scheme. It was a pretty cool scheme. Of course, it always ran in the back. Kyle Petty may be irritating as hell, but he did have some cool rides. Mike Skinner's Kodak car from 2002, I believe. Racing Champion release. And then here's also Mike Skinner's Lowe's car from 2000. 2000 has the 2000 logo on it. The original Lowe's car. Jimmy Johnson, who? No, I'm just kidding. Joe Nemechek's U.S. Army G.I. Joe car from 2004. This was a very nice car. I remember it when it came out. I love the camouflage. It's very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, Joe Nemechek had some cool cars back then. Here's a couple more. Kenny Schrader's Schwan ice cream car from 2005. I'm pretty sure this is a rare car now. You don't really see a lot of his 49s. I found this one at Kmart as well. Racing Champion. Racing Champion. Like I said, I found it at Kmart. They used to have all the Racing Champion cars. Then they closed down. But I'm pretty sure this is a rare car. You don't really see it a lot anymore. Here's Bobby Hamilton's 2002 Square D Marvin the Martin car from Richmond. He did not even drive this car. Greg Biffle was the one that drove this car. I believe Bobby was hurt. Something happened, like an injury or something. But it's still his car. But Biffle drove it. It's a nice car. Okay, I'm almost done. Here's Johnny Benson's Eagle One Wax car from, I believe, 2010. 2010, the hell's wrong with me? 2002 or 2003, I believe. Here, first up, Jimmy Spencer's Kmart car from 2000. Nice scheme. One of Jimmy Spencer's probably best rides. And then here's the teammate, Todd Bodine. This is 2001, the Blue Light Special car. I had the trailer, the hauler that came with it. It's from 2001. It's beat up. I've had it since that year, so you can take a guess why it's beat up. And then Mike Bliss's Conseco car from 2000. I believe it's 2000. Put these aside. Alright, almost through with the part one. Here's Ken Schrader's 2002 M&M car. Pretty sure it's 72 Racing Champions. The hood opened, but then it broke off, so I had to glue it on. Ernie Irvin from, I don't know what year, I think 1970s, after when Davey died, but Texaco Havoline. Here's Alan Kowicki's Hooters car from, I believe, 92, his Thunderbird. It's a nice car, it's my only Alan Kowicki car, rest in peace. DW, Darrell Walsh's final ride, victory lap. It wasn't actually his final ride, it was his victory lap car from 2000. Ted Musgrave Family Channel car. Roush Racing's original 16 car. Of course, I grew up with Greg Biffle, not Ted Musgrave, but I did see him in trucks. Nice car though, Family Channel. I believe I had a 124 of this somewhere. This one's one of my favorites. The John Deere Chad Little number 97 car from, I believe, 1997. Of course, the 97 car from me was Kurt Busch, but this was still a nice scheme. I think, didn't John Deere come back this year with Roush on Stenhouse or something? Like on Stenhouse or Trevor Bayne? I believe they were on one of their cars, or was it somebody else? I believe they did come back under a Roush car this year. I'd like to see them full time. That'd be nice because they have some nice schemes. I'm gonna grab the rest of the cars. Actually, another right here. Here's Robert Presley's Jasper car from 2000, racing champion, or at least pretty cool. Terry Labonte's cornflake car from 05. He drove this car for a couple years part-time with Hendrick. Kenny Wallace Square D car from late 90s before Bobby took over, racing champion. Bill Elliott's 2005 Stanley Steamer. Dodge Charger. Drove this car part-time when he retired from full-time. Travis Clawful's Mobile One 77, he took over in 05, his only winter circle release. It's a nice scheme. Sam Waters drove it later on, didn't do crap in it. Kenny Irwin Jr.'s Bell South car. This is an absolutely nice car. Rest in peace, Kenny. It was a nice car, but sadly something bad happened in it, but it was still a nice car. Rest in peace, Kenny Irwin. Also another guy, rest in peace, Jason Leffler. This was his rookie car, a singular 01 car. I believe it was it MB2 Motorsports, I believe, that fielded this car. MB2 or Ganassi, one of them, helped me out. But either way, this is a nice car. Rest in peace, Jason. Here's Dave Blaney's Jasper car from 03. He could have stole the win in that Southern 500 if Craven and Kurt Busch wrecked. But unique scheme, probably the best one of the Jasper series. Boris Sed's Centrex 36 car from 2005, MB2 Motorsports. It's signed by Boris as well. This is my only 164 that I have signed. He signed it at Sonoma this year. Signed it on the hood. I didn't have anything else for him to sign, so I thought, why not have him sign this? Brett Bodine's 03 Hooters car. It's a pretty cool car. Okay, let me grab the rest. Hold on. Ugh. Reach over. I spent a lot of money on this one. It's a pretty rare car. You don't really see it a lot. I mean, I'm surprised I found it's Johnny Sauter's yellow car from 07. I believe this was the only year he ever drove full-time in Cup. Besides, he was supposed to drive full-time in 04, but then Burton lost his ride. I think Johnny missed like one race that year. Here is Tony Raines' 2007 car. I spent a lot of time looking for this one. It's a little beat up, but I was glad to find it's a release from Action, I believe. I know Winter Circle released it. This one's a Winter Circle. It's Paul Menard's 15 car, John Mansfield. This one's a rare car. I found it for pretty cheap. 2007 Paul Menard, yeah. Here's Casey Mears' car from 07. It's National Guard car. Nice car. Got a win that year. I was always a big Mears fan, so I was glad to see him get that win. And then David Gilliland's 2007 M&M car. The car died after Sadler left. And the teammate, Ricky Rudd Snickers car. This car also died after Dale Jarrett left it, but it was still a nice car. I mean, you can't go wrong. I think I paid about $20 for this car. It's an Action release. Pretty awesome. Here's a few more 2007s. John Wood's Air Force car from 2007. I think this was his only release. I was also a fan of him, but he didn't do crap. And here's Reed Sorensen's Target car from 07 when he actually had potential, but we know how that went. Here's a couple old school ones. Morgan Shepherd's R plus L carriers. I believe it's from either 96 or 97. One of those 2 years. Still going strong to this day. David Green's Bush car from the early 90s, I'm pretty sure. I can't say what year. And then here's Steve Grissom's Flintstone car from, I believe, 97, if I'm not correct. 97. The hood opens. Pretty nice car. I have a drawing I did of it. And then John Andretti's Little Caesar Kmart car from, I also believe, 1997, maybe. Was it 97? I think maybe. And then this one's one of the K&N Bro Series. I don't know what it was called by then, but this is Jim Inglebright's Jelly Belly car from, I think, 2002. It's obviously not a Cup car. It was from back in the K&N series, whatever it was called back then. I didn't recall it back then, but he drove a couple of races at Sonoma, and I believe he drove this car at Sonoma Raceway that year in their race. But it's a cool car to have, K&N series. So that is part 1. Part 2 and the rest of the parts will be coming soon. Just thought it'd be cool to share. I'll leave a link for my IG in the comments. Thanks.